Good morning, Jane, and happy Thanksgiving to you and to everyone from Broadway and 34th Street in Manhattan, Herald Square. On a most unusual day in New York City, a bit cool, but really more like April than November. A perfect day for the 53rd annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which is going to start here in about or in less than 30 minutes from now. You are invited. All you have to do is sit right where you are, keep NBC on your television, and enjoy it all. The floats, the clowns, the celebrities, and most of all, the remarkable, wonderful, giant balloons that are world famous. There'll be Bullwinkle the Moose and Snoopy and Kermit the Frog here today. It is estimated that 2 million people will come out for this parade here in Manhattan, which stretches from 40 blocks north of here. It is estimated that 80 million people will see it on television, and if you are one of those, you will be seeing some special entertainment like this throughout the morning here from in front of Macy's on 34th Street. The parade actually starts about 40 blocks north of here. Bryant Gumbel is there right now. Let's go to him for the last-minute preparations, see how they're going. Bryant?
Okay, Tony, thank you very much. The parade actually will start one block down from me at 77th, one block up from me, actually, at 77th. And, you know, Tony, I found it interesting that you said it'll start in about a half an hour, because for the people involved in the parade, it actually started late last night. At about 7 o'clock, they started assembling here, and at about 11 o'clock, the people arrived with the helium to blow up the gigantic balloons, which are so much a part of any Macy's parade. How many people are we talking about? Well, perhaps as many as 3,000 Macy's employees involved in this effort. We're talking about 12 bands, 14 floats, 8 giant balloons. It's one tremendous effort, and perhaps the sign that told it all is the first sign that appears in this parade. Says Macy's Parade, a treat for children everywhere. Well, perhaps they should have included for children of every age, too, because down here, we've already got them 4 deep. Indeed, we are looking forward to one very fine day. We'll be back in just a bit to talk about those balloons, but for now, back to you, Tony.
Okay, Brian, thank you. And in order to anoint the morning with the first cliche, I have here a man who needs no introduction, so I won't introduce him. It's his 7th year as host of the parade. Ed, what do you like about doing this?
Well, I like the challenge of it, Tony. You know, it's I said on the Today Show a couple of days ago that we have a production meeting, which is kind of an exercise in folly, because we go through all the book, and all of a sudden it's thrown out the window. You never know what's going to happen in this parade. You can expect the unexpected, and it's just a challenge of doing something live and having to make it work, and it's fun.
Not like the Tonight Show, Ed McMahon.
Tonight Show is pretty much routine now with us. We do that show just like we're on the air, and people marvel when they come to see it how well it is produced. And you know exactly where you are. Here, I've got to make this work. Whatever's coming down, whatever they see, I've got to talk about, have the right information. So it is fun. How did you like Bryant's cowboy hat? I think that's because he's going down to Texas today, you know, for the big game.
The big game later on today, also on NBC. You told a story the other day, but tell it again about things, you know, that you have to ad-lib about things that can go wrong.
Well, last year we started out the parade. Dick Schneider, the director, had a great idea that I'd ride down the parade route in a handsome cab. So we had one of those beautiful horses, you know, white horses, ancient horse, a driver that was 2 years older, and they're standing right beside me. There was also a band there, and when they cued me, when they gave me my cue, the band director thought it was his cue, and he hit a note, and the horse leaped right up in the air, went right over my head. That was the beginning of the parade. And then one time I had to stretch for 8 minutes on a parade. Schneider yelled, "I need 8 more minutes, give me 8 more minutes."
Cue the dancers. Right. Well, I'm sure things will go, well, let's hope things will go better
great
than that this morning.
And they'll all go right here at NBC, so you'll see it all if you stay here.
Especially those people in Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska. I hope they can dig out, and maybe we can give them a little warmth and enjoyment this morning in the midst of all that snow. Thank you, Ed. We'll be watching.
Thank you, Tony. See you in a minute.
Let us go across over here to some dancers from the Smash Broadway show right now, Peter Pan, and let us introduce to you Peter Pan, who also goes under the name of Sandy Duncan. Good morning, Sandy. Happy Thanksgiving.
Good morning. Same to you.
How do you like all this? You get up real early after doing 2 shows yesterday and a very physical show. How do you do that?
I don't know. I think we're all running on nervous energy here. Plus, we're real thankful that it's not cold. Yeah, it's lovely. And so far, I've been in New York, I think, about 5 months, and I've had the most eventful 5 months. Opening in the show, I saw the Pope, I saw the Marathon Runner, I had my caricature done for Sardi's, and now I'm doing the Macy's Day Parade. You can't beat that, can you?
No, you sure can. Tell me about the number of performances. Now, you did 2 yesterday of Peter Pan.
Yeah.
How many today, tomorrow, Friday?
We do 1 today, 2 tomorrow, 2 Saturday, and 1 Sunday. I didn't go to sleep for 2 days.
It is really a remarkable program, and a remarkable show. And if you have not seen Peter Pan yet, you come to New York, you have to see it, because this lady does remarkable things for about 3 hours.
Okay, Tony, as I mentioned, one of the more interesting things about a Macy's Day Parade at any time is the balloons involved in them. This year there are 8 balloons, and where else can you see a lineup like this? But on 77th Street you have Underdog, you have Snoopy, you have the Linus the Lion, you have Kermit the Frog. Interestingly enough, I talked to one of the Goodyear people down there about the inflation of these balloons. They average about 6,000 cubic feet of helium, and they are inflated in various compartments. It takes about an hour to inflate each of them, and in this day of modern science, it might interest you to know that after they pump the helium through a valve, the way they close off that valve is with rubber bands. And on that note, I wish you a happy Thanksgiving and throw it back to you, Tony Gunn.
Do a fast intro into the tape as soon as you can.
Programs normally seen at this time will not be shown, so that we may bring you the following special program, portions of which were pre-recorded. It's Macy's 53rd Annual Thanksgiving Day Parade, brought to you live from New York City. Your host for today's parade, Ed McMahon, with co-host Bryant Gumbel, and guest celebrities Diana Ross, Chips Eric Estrada, Diane Kay, Sandy Duncan, and cast members from the current Broadway production of Peter Pan, Buck Rogers, Gil Gerard, magician Harry Blackstone Jr., from Sugar Babies, Ann Miller, the Broadway cast of Ain't Misbehavin', Sha-Na-Na, star of Most Happy Fella, Giorgio Tozzi, Mickey Rooney, and Jan Chamberlain, the Radio City Music Hall Rockettes, the first all-children's theater, Kermit and Miss Piggy, the Boston Ballet and Cinderella, Wheel of Fortune's Chuck Woolery, the Electric Mayhem Bus, from Hot Hero Sandwich, Andy Breckman, Lionel Hampton and the All-Stars, Brian Keith, Larry Storch, Andy Kaufman, Roller Magic, from Jamaica, the Jonkanu Dancers, Herb Alpert, the Flintstones, Captain Kangaroo, the Harlem Children's Theater, Gloria Vanderbilt, your favorite Sesame Street characters, plus marching bands, clowns, floats, and giant balloons, and much, much more, including the one and only Santa Claus. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade telecast is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's restaurants. Nobody can do it like McDonald's can. By the Bell System. This Christmas, be choosy. Give a genuine Bell phone from the Bell Phone Center store. And by the Ideal Toy Corporation and all of the many people throughout the country that carry Ideal toys, dolls, games, and road racing products. And now to Herald Square and the Northbrook Bandoleros.
sir.
Good morning, Ed. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I've
Same to you.
I've already made a Thanksgiving present to myself, and that is my chapeau. I hope you like it. That's not too bad, you got to admit.
Hey, listen, I guess that's in honor of the Texas game you're going to be at this afternoon.
We've got a great ball game later. It's the Oilers against the Cowboys.
Oh,
But let me tell you a little bit about the parade up here. People have been busy since very early on, and you know, one thing is for sure, you cannot stand here at 77th Street and Central Park West and not know that the Thanksgiving Day parade is about to happen behind you, because you get clowns running in front of you. It's like a blanket of excitement is covering this entire area. Now this, in spite of the fact that a lot of the people assembled here in the bands and the people with the push floats and everything else have been up and rehearsing since the very wee hours of this early morning. In fact, a lot of them were out here last night inflating some of the balloons we'll see later. But it's a scene few people will soon forget. The Loch Ness Monster rolling past, perhaps, sipping a hot cup of coffee while a 5-story high dragon gets a morning meal of helium, or maybe looking up to find a gigantic bull moose cavorting in his bathing suit. A crew from Goodyear, the people who made all the balloons in this parade since 1927, have been working to get them ready since 11 o'clock last night, and they've had to work straight through. There's something else I'd like to mention while we're talking about what's going on uptown. It's one of the nice things that some people do. You know, the parade starts practically at the corner of the American Museum of Natural History. And even though they're closed, the museum opens up its facilities as a kindness to the people here so early in the morning. You know, something like that makes it a lot to love about New York on a morning like this. And we've got a lot of love coming your way over the next 3 hours. The fun is just beginning. First All Children's Theater, Blackstone the Magician, and Sandy Duncan as Peter Pan. All that and much, much more coming up. Coming up behind me is the John S. Battle High School Band from Bristol, Virginia, under the direction of Scott Lambert. A 94-member band coming with 18 flags and a drum major. Interestingly enough, how the bands are chosen for this parade, no more than one band from any state is allowed to participate in one parade. And really, they go through quite a bit to get here. Last year, there were 114 applications to appear in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but only 12 of the bands were accepted. So the ones that we will be seeing today are simply the top of the crop. Now, we're going to come back with more bands, more floats, more balloons, more Thanksgiving Day Parade, all of that, and Blackstone Magician right after this message. Brook Senior High Band from Houston, Texas. You know, as I noted about the Happy Dragon coming around the corner, it's interesting about these balloons that when they're done, they'll wind up by you, and then after everybody has had a chance to look at them and they deflate them, those balloons will be reduced and put into a crate the size of a phone booth. But they really are marvelous structures. This band, the Raider Marching Band from Houston, Texas, is under the direction of Daryl Jensen. So as they come by us, let's give a listen. One of the new floats in this year's parade. It's the Cranberry Bread House.
Well, in the 4 days in New York, this next group has been here. They've seen a Broadway musical. They've had some sightseeing. They've had dinner at some of the finest New York's famed restaurants and many, many other activities. But I'll bet you, the happiest moment of their whole trip is right now in Herald Square. Here they are, one of America's finest bands, the Winchester Community High School Marching Show Band from Winchester, Indiana. Their director is Max Jones. fine bands in our parade. Now look who's coming. They recently made a VIP tour of the White House. Listen to them now under the direction of Don Metters and Diane Fort.
And in honor of their namesake, they wear Scottish-style uniforms, green, red, and white. And these fine musicians are led by director Robert L. Jarvis. I'm Billy McGuffey. Wouldn't you be proud of these bonny young people out here today?
Oh, Scottish brogue here. How about it? A plane is running into the band. Wait a minute. Hold it just a second. Hold it just a second. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. See if I can get out. We apologize for that. Very special band, the Boardman Band, be cut away and they were not seen. Our apologies to that band. High School. The word Spartan can only mean one thing today, that you're dressed in green and gold, and that you'll come to New York to march in the famous Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Here they are performing under the direction of Peter R. Hurd and drill designer Greg Marco, the Glenbrook North Spartan Marching Band. Of the finest marching bands in the country, none other than the Purple Tornado Bang of Norwich High School. Here they are now under the direction of Bill Spang, and they're purple. The Norwich Band has two exchange students with it this morning. Jill Morrison from Queensland, Australia, carrying a rifle, and Isaiah Stockler from Passos, Brazil, carrying the American flag. Gazebo in front is the man who's led this band from its inception, Mr. Paul Laval. Let's listen. Beautiful shot from our helicopter. Look at that. Here from the Elko Band, making his second appearance this morning with McDonald's All-American Band. Now, how about that? parade is soon to reach its climax. The arrival of that ultimate superstar to see him. Now, Santa's probably the only one that can do this. Santa's sleigh is about to make a usual illegal right turn into 34th Street. And we've got a special treat prepared for those few diehards in this neighborhood who just prefer to sleep through Thanksgiving morning. Well, you tell all those people to watch out, because 8 of the bands in this morning's parade have massed in this one block, and they're going to serenade Santa Claus the way he should be serenaded to. That's going to be the biggest band in the land. It's the Boardman Spartan Marching Band, the Winchester Community High School Marching Band, the Colquitt County High School Marching 50th Regiment Band, the McGuffey High School Highlanders, John S. Battle Trojan Band, the Norwich Senior High School Purple Tornado Band, the Madison High School Band, and the Glenbrook North High School Spartan Band. All 8 of them, all together, to serenade Santa Claus. To his destination. Still waving to the crowds. And for the 53rd year, a tradition once again is fulfilled, because when Santa gets to Macy's, that means Christmas can't be far away, and he's almost there. Santa's planning to do something different this year. Look at this. Oh, he's getting out of the sleigh. He's never done that before. Where's he going? Oh, there he is. He's got an honor guard of elves. He's got his toys. There's all the Christmas toys he's taking with him. And for the first time, Santa's going to march right in the front door of Macy's. Look at that. There he goes. Oh, Santa lost his trousers there for a minute. I think Santa's going to win this year. If you want to get something for Santa for Christmas, get him a belt. A little girl is giving him a balloon, and he's giving a teddy bear to the little girl. Quite a mob scene. They're going to escort him right inside Macy. He's inside. The Christmas season is officially underway. Well, my friends, the 53rd running, and I'm afraid we have to say goodbye. We've just about run out of time, but what a wonderful parade it's been. Number 53 in this classic holiday event. And what a finish to see Santa walk right into Macy's for the first time. From the beginning to the end, it was a parade that everybody can be proud of. I want to take this minute to wish you the very happiest of Thanksgivings. Listen, Aunt Mary, start the giblet gravy. If I can get on one of those reindeers, maybe I can get a ride home. So long.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade telecast was brought to you in part by the Ideal Toy Corporation and all of the many people throughout the country that carry Ideal toys, dolls, games, and road racing products. By your local McDonald's restaurants. Nobody can do it like McDonald's can. And by the Bell System. This Christmas, be choosy. Give a genuine Bell phone from the Bell Phone Center store.